Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Series. So I hope you guys watched the last episode. I worked really hard on that time-lapse video, so I enjoyed making it, and I enjoyed recording it, and I enjoyed watching it. It was cool to put it up on the big screen and watch the whole thing. So basically I decided that I wanted to do a bunch of upgrades to my base. Part of it was just terraforming, like this area here, and part of it was actually highly technical, like the building these two iron farms. So I had already built this one on camera, so I figured I would just build a couple more of those and do all the transferring and stuff like that, because that gets really tedious. So I also thought this area needed cleaned up and stuff. It was just a mess from all the creeper explosions and stuff like that. So at first I decided to actually flatten it out, but then I changed my mind and decided to make it back into a hill again, because I've got a project that I want to work on today that I want to put up here. So I kind of wanted it to be up level with the rest of our farms and stuff, rather than down off the hill. So I changed my mind on that. So I actually had to go gather up a shitload of sand and sandstone and try and rebuild this even after I had already torn it down. So a couple of mistakes there, but given that it was a time-lapse video, it didn't take too darn long to fix. So I actually got to craft up a few more of these. Oh, I don't even have space in my inventory. That's funny. Okay, what am I going to do about that? I guess I will drop some other stuff off. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here for projects and whatnot, so let me just drop off some of that sandstone, make sure I get all of this, and I'll pick up whatever I can with all the sandstone. But I guess I could drop off the redstone and that kind of stuff, because that'll probably be what we do last. But anyways, so the video before last, I was over here doing some trading with the villagers, and somebody pointed out that when I realized that I had a pumpkin trade available, I thought that I didn't have any pumpkins. And since it's been so long, it had been 3 years in between episode 101 and 100, so I just didn't remember everything and just totally overlooked it. But I guess I'm glad that's why I got you guys along to help out. But I totally overlooked the fact that I do have a chest full of pumpkins. So we are gonna get that working there. I'm gonna need a lot more seeds than that, but I guess we'll start off with that. So yeah, I'll have to come back for bone meal and all that stuff anyways. But so I figured I would start off building this farm, and one of the most important parts of the farm is the collection area. I had built a giant farm that went from the height limit, which is even higher than that iron farm thing over there, all the way down to bedrock, which is like another 60 blocks. So I made the huge iron farm. I think it was 5 rows of ice wide. I think I'm just gonna make one here today. So I'm gonna start off right about here. So I'm gonna leave space in between there, just in case I decide to move things over. So that'll be our edge there, and then we'll have that there. Actually, let me make that. See, I gotta figure out where the chests are gonna go, because that's actually one of the most important parts to this build, like I said. So let's put them, I do kind of like right about there, because then if this were to go all the way over, shoot, I guess I should probably do in line with this, just in case I were to, yeah, let's do that. So we'll do them right about there. I don't have my shovel. My shovel was like crippled by all this sand collection that I had to do. So we'll get this guy out of our way. And okay, so let me pick this stuff back up, because we're gonna move this a little bit farther back. So yeah, that time-lapse video was all just stuff that I figured would make a little more sense, just speeding it up. You know what I mean? I could could do some of those projects and just babble on about something else, and you know, it would be okay. But I figured it would be best to. Sometimes it's definitely hard for me to work and think at the same time. So I know we're going 8 wide. So that's going to be the widest. So the center is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The center is going to be right there, yeah? So if the center is 3 and 3, okay, so that's the center. That means we're going to have chest there, and then a hopper, right? And then we'll have a chest on top of that, and that's where everything is going to come into. Actually, we're going to have to take out this, put in hoppers there, and then that's where the ice flows onto. Okay, so give me a second to build this platform, and yeah, then we'll get started. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. Definitely, I think it's awesome to do time-lapse videos like that. I definitely got to use my laptop, and it's pretty confusing. I messed up those time lapses on that special for 140. I messed up a couple of things as far as like the recording and the scaling and everything like that. So I definitely caused more problems for myself than I really should have. But basically, the pad is 8 by 64. Discounting these guys, but basically I put 1 stack of blocks in my inventory, and then just do 1 row, and that way I know that's 64. So 8 by 64, and then on top of that is 3 and 3, and then 2 and then 1. So 3, 2, 1 on each side, 3, 2, 1 of sandstone, and I also went ahead and put in all of the all of the dirt. So that's definitely a lot quicker to do some time lapse. So that way we can get on to other stuff, like the ice. So I guess I've got plenty of ice, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting this in. I've got to grab water buckets. I got to grab signs. I still haven't crafted pistons. This is definitely quite a big project as far as the resources go, but it's definitely going to be worth it. Oops. I had made, like I said before, I had made a version of this in a multiplayer server that was, I don't know, 30 or 40 rows tall. It was huge. It was huge. So this is going to pale in comparison to that. So, but in that world, I had the economy, like there was like you could sell the pumpkins at the shop for money. So you couldn't sell everything. You couldn't sell off all your like cobblestone and all that stuff, but you could sell off pumpkins and sugarcane and that kind of stuff. So okay, let me go back and grab water and pistons. Okay, so I got all my buckets. I'm gonna grab a stack of redstone and a stack of iron. Let's see, I really don't need all of that. Let's just do 1 stack. We'll put the rest back. So stack of iron, let's do wood. So I need, if wood is, if that makes 4, I need 3/4 of that. So right, that should be 3 stacks. Perfect. So I need to make, I guess I could have done that without the crafting bench. Oops, wood goes up there. redstone always goes on the bottom. I always remember that because that's where the electricity comes in, is like it's at the bottom and stuff. So, and cobblestone. So, cobblestone around the base, and we have 1 stack. Hopefully that'll be enough. So, did we bring redstone? Okay, I'm gonna grab the stone hoe, and let me go grab some more pumpkins. I'm gonna have to make seeds out of them, but I guess I'll just leave them as pumpkins for now, sort of as a condensed version. Oh yeah, I could probably turn back on my speed boost. I have to turn that off when I'm doing like rows of blocks like that, because when you get the speed boost, you'll end up like skipping over blocks and stuff. So it's actually kind of a hassle to have to stop and go back and stop and go back every time. So I kind of avoid doing that. So shoot, I forget. I think. Ooh, let me pause and go back to my my redstone world and figure out which, if I hoe the first one or the second one, because I gotta alternate and I don't know if I gotta hoe which one. So let me go sleep in a bed and I'll be right back. Okay, so just like all the inventory management, every time I do this I always forget how far water actually goes. So ooh, I actually got lucky there on that one. Happened to pick exactly the right spot to place the water. So if I put water there and then signs right behind it, put this one on this side, signs will block that, and then all the water is going forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I counted everything out, and it looks like things come right up to the back of there. So that's probably going to be the end of our, farm. Probably going to actually pick these up and replace these and block this off and the dirt. So this is probably going to be the end of things right there, and we'll cut off the rest of this stuff. Make sure and fill that back in. Okay, so we can cut all this stuff off. So it turned out to be like 63 or something like that. So either way, and then we can put some slabs on the back of it and make a little bit of an edge. I will probably fill in that hole just so we don't have anything hanging over. That just looks kind of weird to have that hanging over like that, but we will get to that some other day. So now all I gotta do is go in and put signs on the opposite of here. So as I was going along, I was placing a sign, and I was still pushing my my keys to move around and stuff, and it typed that out, and it reminded me of the fact that I have always recommended that you change your keys from the WASD to the ESDF. That way you can feel around for the bump on the F key. A lot of keyboards have like a little bump on the F and the J, or the F and the H. What is it? Yeah, F and the H key. No, F and J. So almost all keyboards have that, as far as like finding where to rest your fingers on the keyboard for typing. So a lot of keyboards are going to have that for, and it's definitely good to take advantage of that while you're gaming. So let's do, I don't really want to make that a full water source, so let's do there, and then we can fill up the rest of our buckets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we can actually go through and fill these up. I wish buckets stacked, but I guess I could have used ice. I could just break ice and that kind of stacks, but kind of doesn't. But anyways, yeah. So Pumpkin Farm is could be a huge project. It is something that could be scaled up to a massive size, but I think in the single player world I don't necessarily need to go too crazy, too extravagant or anything. So let's get that. I'm gonna put that there, put one there, pick that up there, and then break that. Okay, so that should fill in. We should have enough. Oh yeah, we only needed 2 more. So one there and one there. Okay. So now we can do hose. So we know if that's hose, then the pistons will go there. So I guess I'll put in all the pistons. That's just alternating pistons and then alternating stones. So I'll put in all the pistons first, and then I'll do the stone, or the sandstone. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and do the redstone next for a couple of reasons. One is so I can extend the pistons and make sure I get everything put in place, and 2, then I don't have to actually hoe everything. It'll actually save a little bit on the what you call it, the hoe, a little bit, the durability of the hoe. So I'll put down all the redstone, and then I'll put a switch down, and that'll show me exactly where I need to put repeaters at. Okay, so I went back to get a couple of levers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that on, and let me do the other side too. What I'm going to really do is I'm going to put stone buttons here on the front, and those will go there, and that's how I'm actually going to press the button. But for this testing purposes, I want it to be on solid. A button is only intermittent, so I want this to be on solid so I can tell exactly where these go. Oops. We've got one piece of sandstone missing there. So then this tells me exactly where the gap is in these. I actually kind of had a thought I should probably do both melons and pumpkins in this project. I might make another module of some sort, like right next door, make another row, because you can use the same line of redstone, so you would only need half as much redstone for the next row, which isn't too much of a big deal. But yeah, I thought that might be worth doing. So I guess all I gotta do is go along here. The piston stops me from tilling everything under there, which would be a waste anyways, because that's where it grows, and yeah, so that saves on the durability as I'm doing this. So that way I'm only tilling what I need to. Okay, so I guess I'm going to do pumpkins on this side, and then I'll do melons on the opposite side. And I have done things as efficiently as I guess I can. I know there are more efficient methods that actually involve using like minecarts and stuff like that, but I didn't necessarily want to get that far into it. I figured this survival world doesn't really need to go too above and beyond. Nice, exactly one seed off. So let me do half of these. We'll get these melons planted now, and then we can actually, I'm gonna go grab bone meal. I have so much bone meal that I want to get things bone mealed and actually have mature plants growing here before I quit. Okay, so I was thinking that I was going to need a full stack of 64, but it's 64 long, so it's every other one because of the pistons. So I suppose that makes sense. I can get rid of these levers now. I'm probably not going to need, I guess I might as well leave them on there. I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly I would need them for, but anyway, so let's go grab some bone meals. Okay, so I just got to get up in here and do some bone mealing on each one. Make sure they get all mature. I guess, yeah, that'll be easier if I just walk on these crops as opposed to trying to swim in the water. I always worry about trampling the crops, though. That is the one thing that I think they should just plain remove from Minecraft, but I think they could easily modify it by maybe doing something like, if you have feather falling 4 on your boots, then you won't trample crops, you know what I mean? Like for each level of feather falling, you could get, 25% off of the chance of trampling crops. So, you know, feather falling 1, 25, 2 is 50, and then like 3 would be a 75% chance, and 4 would be a 100% chance of no trampling crops. I think that would be a smart thing to add. You know, it's not like a guarantee. You know, they could probably do it something like a game rule of some sort. Oh, nice. Our very first melon. Actually, we've grown melons before, so it's no big deal, but it's definitely awesome. I'm glad this is starting to function already. Definitely helps to have bone meal. Man, that multiplayer server that I played on, I know I've talked about it 100 times, but one of the things that they nerfed in order to prevent lag was, which actually failed as far as I'm concerned, but they tried to prevent lag by nerfing how fast crops grow. You know how there's like a random tick speed, and they cranked it down to like a quarter of a tick or something like that, because crops would take forever and pumpkins would take forever to grow. So given that things here are going to grow 4 times, I don't know why I just broke that with my hands. I don't know why I did that. I've got a machine to do that for me, but yeah, because crops grew a quarter of the speed, I actually ended up having to build 4 times as much piston mechanic stuff, and ended up actually causing a little bit more lag in the long run as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, we don't have too many on there, but we'll definitely get a few. One other thing that we need to do is we need to cover this up with glass, because as you can see there, all these items are going to come flying off at the speed of light, so we're actually going to need to cover that up in order to stop that. So I guess I will put, let's see what this looks like. We'll put a pillar of these guys right next to it. So I guess I should probably figure out a way to get up in there and stuff, up on top of there, but I probably don't need to very often. I guess I can do that with the speed boost and the jump boost. I definitely can. But so eventually I might put this on a timer or something, but for now I'm just gonna keep it as a button press. Shoot, it like I say, it's not 100% efficient, because you lose some there on the ice, you lose some that just drops here on this thing, and it doesn't actually, you know, actually get pulled over. I think the whole translocation thing should be fixed, so it shouldn't be pulling anything back through. There was probably a time in Minecraft where this would have completely failed, but oh yeah, one other thing I gotta do is I gotta get up in there and put torches down. So we'll slab that, and we'll put torches here on all of these. Oops, we don't want it on there. We just want torches here. Okay, so obviously that is extreme overkill on the torches, but I figure that'll stop anything from spawning in this area. But anyways, I suppose that is our complete system. We can press the button there, press the button there. I guess it would be nice to have this all on one button press and have it all on a timer and everything too, but either way, we're getting some pumpkins and melons, so we'll be farming the shit out of this so that we can trade with all of our villagers. So we've got a villager in here that'll trade for melons and pumpkins, hopefully. Yeah, I always get scared that they're gonna die again, because obviously that did happen one time. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, that was definitely a successful little project. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you next time.